Again, Buhari proposes 5.23 billion to renovate Asso Villa. Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari has proposed 5.231 billion for general rehabilitation and repair of fixed assets in the Asso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja in the 2022 appropriation bill submitted to a joint section of the National Assembly last week. A study of the proposal by Daily Trust showed that rehabilitation repairs of office buildings will gulp 5.176 billion, while residential building will take 5.555 out of 150 billion expected to be spent by the presidency. In the 2021 proposal, 4 billion was set aside for annual routine maintenance of mechanical, electrical installation in the villa. Daily Trust reported the ongoing construction of the presidential wing in the State House Medical Center is expected to go 21 billion. According to the estimates, the ongoing phase replacement of vehicle and spare will cost 1.6 billion compared to 436 million set aside for a similar purpose in the 2021 proposal. About 118 billion is provided for purchase of tires for bulletproof vehicles, plane cars, CCU vehicle, platforms, trucks, jeeps, ambulance, and other utility and operational vehicles. Last year, 116 million was set aside for a similar purpose. The replacement of villa telecommunication infrastructure will take 400 million. The 2022 budget proposal also showed that President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo will spend 457 million on foodstuff and catering material and 301 million and 156 million has been set aside for the office of president and the vice president. Communication ministry to spend 939 million on travel salaries. About 938 million will be spent on salaries and travel allowance of civil servants working in the Federal Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy in 2022. The estimates of the budget have shown that it's from the 193 billion total allocation to the ministry. Out of 160.5 billion, 22.7 billion was allotted to personal costs, while overhead got 679.7 million, about 137.2 why will be expended on capital projects across the country. Wow. However, the ministry headquarters got 85.2 billion, out of which 938.179 of 428 million will be spent on salaries and travel allowance of staff. Staff salaries will go up 898.1 million, while 40.1 million will be spent on local international travels by officials of the ministry. Local travels and training got 17.8 million, others got 17.5 million, while international travel got 4.7 million. Abuja second run will get additional 20 billion naira. The federal government is to expend additional 20 billion on the ongoing second runway of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja in 2022. The second runway, which is estimated to go up 70 67 billion, has been largely stalled due to poor funding. It would be recalled that in 2017 budget's 10 billion naira was voted for the project, 8 billion naira in 2018, 13 billion naira in 2019 and 14 billion in 2021. The federal government also set aside 1.6 billion to refund Bayelsa and KB governments for the construction of airports at their respective states. Also contained in the budget of the Ministry of Finance is 1 billion for installation of Category 3 instrument landing system and artified lightning in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Katsina, Kano, and other airports. Education gets below UNESCO target. The federal government has voted 1.290 trillion for the education sector in the 2022 appropriation bill against the allotted 742 billion naira in the 2021 budgetary allocation. The 1.290 trillion for education is 7.9% of the 16.3 trillion and the third highest allocation for the year 2022, and yet failed to meet the minimum of 15 to 20% for developing countries as suggested by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. Health gets increased budgeting. The allocation to health for next year at 711.285 billion is about 30% higher than 549.82 billion in the current year. The emphasis on this sector is hardly surprising after the devastation the sector experienced during the COVID-19 outbreak. President Buhari said some of the activities that would be undertaken in this sector in 2022 include critical health projects such as the strengthening of National Emergency Medical Service and ambulance system, procurement of vaccines, polio eradication, and upgrading primary health care centers across the six geopolitical zone. Hmm. Well, I don't just understand these people at all. So medical gets lesser, education gets lesser. Why this year so-called but has no meaning becomes even more. Just imagine these people, they want to take all into their pockets. Now they are planning on borrowing again to execute all these projects. Nigeria is doomed. Or you can go to the comment section and share your take on this article. Thanks for listening.